Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Carbonite Jedi, where we rediscover the wonder of Star Wars, the original trilogy and beyond. And today I am going to be talking about something that was very controversial. I found an article and it was talking about how C-3PO would be better off replaced by another droid in the upcoming Ray movies and how it would make sense. And on this article, this guy I've noticed seems to have some kind of inside track because some of the things he said before has actually happened. So when I saw it, I got kind of like freaked out because it was dealing with C-3PO and R2D2. And basically, I've known them since I was 6 years old. And I know a lot of people that I talk with have known C-3PO and R2D2 as one of their mainstay people from Star Wars. So, but before we get to that, let me get a little housekeeping out of the way. And I want to thank all of my I want to thank all of my patrons who are channel members, and they are Kirsten Warner, Larry Warner, and Craven Something Scary. And I really appreciate you guys being channel members. They're on the Padawan level. I have multiple levels. And if you feel the need to support the channel, then go check out the levels I have and you can see which one would fit you best. But they are on the Padawan level, which is an awesome level. And I will be bringing on a special guest with me tonight. And this person has been my BFF for over 30 years. So we know Star Wars in and out. He knows horror more than I do. But tonight we're just talking Star Wars. So here he is, Craven Something Scary. Hey,
What's up, man?
how are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. It's funny. I just got through doing a stream talking Scream 7, so I've got all my Scream energy out for the night. I feel good. Now I'm coming over to talk with you about Star Wars, and so it feels good, man. Thanks for the invite.
All right. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm kind of like wondering, why how half the people are like for it and half the people are against it.
Hmm.
So let me say some hellos.
Yeah.
Hey Russell and DJ and hey Val and
Hey,
Super
guys.
Tenor. I saw you in the last chat and Hollywood guy.
Nice.
Let's see, did I miss anybody? I don't think I did.
Good to see you guys tonight. Be sure you subscribe. If you got something to subscribe to Carbonite, make sure you do that while you're here.
Yeah.
Great stuff. If you have any interest at all in Star Wars, even if it's if you're a casual fan or a hardcore fan, this is the place.
Yes.
Trust me, this is the place. And I'll tell you something else too, real quick, Mike, if I can, before we get started.
Sure.
Um, Mike touched on it just a second ago, but hey, Jason, what's up, man? But Mike touched on it a second ago, but I want to congratulate you, Mike, because after a lot of very hard work for a long time now, really,
Yeah.
you were able to finally achieve monetization for your channel, and that is a massive accomplishment. So I want to say officially, of course, we not have talked, but I still want to say, congratulations. Gosh, congratulations, my friend, on this milestone. It's not easy. I mean, there's, as you know, there's content creators that have had channels for years and years and years that are still not monetized. It is not easy.
Mm-mm.
It takes a lot of work, a lot of grinding, and a lot of people don't even really understand how much work goes into having a successful channel and being a monetized channel. It's if it's kind of one of those things where if no one's done it, they don't fully understand it, and that's okay. They don't, they don't need to.
Yeah.
But I understand it, so I guess that's why my perspective is different. And you deserve it, man. Congratulations for all your hard work. And and listen, I'm going to ask everyone that's here right now to do something that I myself have done. I always say I will never come and ask of anyone to do something I myself don't do as well. Right? That's just not how I roll. And so I myself am a channel member. My just started channel memberships, brand new, and I I joined up. I joined up to be a channel member. I wanted to be one of the very first people that were on the membership roster. And so I'm going to ask you guys that if you're able to do it, look, he's got like five multiple levels. I think it's five levels, but
Yeah.
multiple levels that you can choose from with different benefits, no matter what your budget is or what your preferences are for perks. You'll find one that fits you. So if you're able, all right, if you're able to, this is not a guilt trip, but I'm just saying this, that I know and I can vouch for Michael's dedication to the channel, his work ethic. I know it. I see it way behind the curtain than you guys will ever see it. And I believe in I believe in him and I believe in the channel. So I'm a member. And so I'm going to encourage you guys that if you have the ability to do so, let's support Michael in this channel. He's a part of the community. Yeah, I know it's not a horror channel, but he's a part of the community that we're all a part of. My channel, Knight's channel. He's been on watch parties with Knight, myself, multiple times. So yeah, he is a brother from another mother. Okay. And that's okay. The channel from another genre, but it's still a part of the community. So I just want to say before we dig into the topic tonight that I'm doing it myself, and so I can come with a clear conscience and say, if you're able to do it, I would appreciate it if you were to join up right now on this live stream, show Mike some love, whatever level, and then Mike can celebrate you live and can congratulate you live and thank you live in real time for your support of the channel. So there it is, guys. That's my request tonight as we get started. And no, he didn't put me up to this.
I appreciate your kind words. I really do. My young Padawan.
You're very, very welcome, my friend. You're very, very, very welcome. All right.
All right. Well, as Steve goes away, we will.
I'll be right. I'm here. I'll be right back. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay.
Sorry.
We're talking about C-3PO. Now, in this article I found by Kevin Erdman, let me pull it up for y'all. I don't know how many of y'all watched the whole video I had. It said, forgets 3PO. Star Wars has set up Rey's ultimate droid helper for the new Jedi Order. How many of y'all watched the Ahsoka series? Did anybody out in chat watch the Ahsoka series? Because in Ahsoka, they had a droid called Huang. And Huang was created by George Lucas during the Clone Wars as one of the original droids that was built back when the Jedi Order was first came into light, 25,000 years before the destruction of the first Death Star. So Huang was built 5 years after the creation of the Jedi. So apparently he has all the knowledge of the Jedi going back 25,000 years. And he's the one who teaches all the young kids how to build their lightsabers and gives them instruction. So they are talking about how in this article that they would like for C-3PO to fade away and bring Huang in as Ray's new droid counterpart. And my thought is, you know, George Lucas originally in Star Wars, Steve, who's the first person you see in Star Wars in the opening scene?
Oh, it's C-3PO and R2.
It is.
Hmm.
And apparently George Lucas had C-3PO and R2D2 as, yeah, Rip Ray Stevens. I'm sad he's passed. He was a great guy on that show.
Hmm.
You remember the rogue Jedi in Ahsoka, the guy with the beard, his Padawan. He had the orange lightsaber.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
Uh-huh.
passed away
Oh man,
right after the.
dude. Between him and the dude from Ahsoka. Isn't that the dude that was at the
Hmm.
end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Ahsoka. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the guy at the end, right? That was standing on the mountain or the
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's Ray
Hmm.
Stevens.
Okay.
So this guy, you know, I got all fired up, and it's a they're saying it's a what if, but this guy has a lot of, like, I don't know, maybe he has a lot of ends in the Star Wars industry, because, like I said before, some of his articles have been like pretty dead on,
Hmm.
with what he's saying, and I'm like, how did he know
Hmm.
this?
Yeah.
So
So
it
it's a
just
rumor right now, right? Is it
it's a
basically?
rumor. It's his apparently opinion.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. See, it says David Tennant, who I really like. David Tennant, who's from Doctor Who. If you're a Doctor Who fan,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
he's on that, or he was. Would be the perfect droid to take the reins from Anthony Daniels C-3PO.
Wow.
Yes, DJ, that is Ray Stevens. No, that's not the guy who did the streak. Come on now.
Oh, that's the guy who's on the piano, right? He plays the piano and sings the spoof
Yeah,
songs.
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. That's a different one.
So this is the guy Huang from Ahsoka,
Hmm.
and there he is with oh, I forgot his name,
Yeah, me too.
and he's the one who helps build the lightsabers for the young Jedi Padawans.
Hmm.
So he would be helping you, Steve.
He would. If he joined the channel as a Padawan, I'd be getting a lot of help from him. That's awesome.
Yeah. So anywho, so what are your thoughts about them possibly removing C-3PO and adding this Huang person?
Well, I will say that there's a couple points of view I have on this, and I just want to say to Super Tenor, don't go, buddy. Hang tight, bro. I know it gets frustrating, and trust me, I understand when to get angry, but hang out, man. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk this out. So, okay, here's my two different points of view. Number one, when it um, when it comes to,
You don't like the close-ups?
I don't know. I hate that. It's that Scream 5 radio silence view where the whole movie's shot like this.
Oh yeah.
They don't have any wide shots. Anyway, so here's the thing. Hey, Caden, what's up, man? Glad
Hey,
to see
Caden.
you. All right, what's the name of that droid? The other droid? Tan?
Huang. It's
Yes,
like
right.
an Asian name.
Yeah, like Huang Chicken or something. Huang.
Hmm.
All right, Huang. I liked the character.
Hmm.
I thought it was a cool character, the droid in Ahsoka, and I did. I really enjoyed it. Now, that here's the thing: I can enjoy that character and still not want him to take over for C-3PO.
I'm with you. I was going to go into a long discussion about that.
Hmm. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah, man. I don't. Some people are going to automatically say, "Oh, well, you just don't like Huang," and and it's going to make it like No, I like him, Huang
You
a lot.
you said his name correctly. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I thank you. A blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Um, but I'm very
Uh,
happy. I very much enjoy that character in Ahsoka.
yeah.
So it's not about that. But C-3PO, man, if you're anywhere near the age that we are,
Hmm.
I know a lot of people are a lot younger than us, and so people that are considerably younger may not have the attachment, so it won't be the big deal to them
Hmm.
as it would be for us. But I still say this: C-3PO is a legacy character. He's this is not apples to apples, but it's like a Dewey. I
He's
don't
an
want to see.
OG.
Yeah, he's an OG, and I mean, no one wanted to see Dewey die. I don't want to see
Oh,
C-3PO discarded, Mike.
angry.
Even though I like Hu Yang,
Yep.
I don't want to see that. So my initial feeling when when we talked about this and you shared it with me, I was like, no, that's just wrong. And I gotta say, it is almost like, and I don't know if she is directly involved in this decision, but Kathleen Kennedy's this seems to have her name all over it, but I don't know that because this is an opinion rumor quote. But it would not surprise me that if this is true, that she's got a hand in this, wanting to get rid of, she wanting to put her own stamp on it and their new characters. And anyways, I'll stop there for now. That's kind of where I'm at.
All right. So here's a little backstory. If you didn't know, in the Clone Wars, uh, Anakin created C-3PO. If you watch the Phantom Menace,
Hmm.
he's the one who created C-3PO on Tatooine, and then um, Queen Amidala
Hmm.
had R2. He was from Naboo, and when Anakin and Queen Amidala got married in the second series, Attack of the Clones, instead of exchanging rings when they got married, they exchanged droids. So C-3PO went to Amidala and R2 went to Anakin, which Anakin was a lot more able to use R2 than he was C-3PO because it was an astromech droid that would be
Hmm.
on him when he was flying.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
So after between so somehow in Star Wars it ended up, hey Vincent, somehow it ended up where
Hey. Hmm.
uh Princess Leia ended up with C-3PO and Luke ended up with R2D2, their parents' droids basically
Hmm.
that they got. So the thing is that George Lucas had put into his, well, he followed this Japanese movie maker called Kurosawa, and Kurosawa would have these old samurai movies where he would have two peasants that would follow along the heroine or the hero, and he would have them. The movie would be from their perspective. These two peasants. So George
Hmm.
Lucas, instead of having peasants, made droids. So Star Wars and the Clone Wars is supposedly from the droids' perspectives.
Hmm. Okay.
So, like, because you see C-3PO and R2D2 in Star Wars, that's the first people you see,
Hmm.
and all throughout the movie, like, they're always with the main characters. When Luke goes to Dagobah, he has R2. When
Hmm.
they're flying away from the Empire and going to the Cloud City, C-3PO's with them. So, there's always one of the droids with them. And
Hmm.
I think,
Yeah.
like you said, Huang would be a good droid to have because in this movie, Rey is going to be rebuilding the Jedi Order. It's going to be the new Jedi Order, and she's going to need Huang's help to rebuild the Jedi Order. But
Hmm.
I think that Huang should stay with the Jedi Temple or wherever they're at and train the people and the younglings. And then Rey should have R2 or C-3PO along with her
Hmm.
as her help. So I think that's basically how it
Yeah.
should go. And then what happened to BB-8? Are they going to just like just erase them without,
I
you know?
mean, I'll be honest with you, dude. I don't really care what happens to BB-8. I have no attachment to that droid at all,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. So,
I'm more attached to Hu Yang than I am to BB-8.
yeah. I mean, he had, I mean, BB-8 to an extent had a personality, but Hugh Wang had kind of a dry personality. He was kind of funny, and I kind of enjoyed it. So, um,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hu Yang was good.
yep, Caden, I agree. And the thing is that Luke and Leia are gone if they still continue this timeline and don't retcon anything.
Hmm.
And she has taken up the name of Skywalker, which she's going to be Skywalker in name only because they're erasing everything about Luke and Leia and Anakin because they want to get away from the Skywalker legacy, but they're still giving her the Skywalker name, which is kind of a catch 22. And so it's just it's going to be very convoluted. So
It's confusing.
it will be very confusing if they're like, she's saying I'm a Skywalker, and they're like, well, we're not really supposed to talk about Luke and Leia, because I think that was one of the, if you remember during the Christmas holidays, they were doing a write of the Ray movie, and the guy was like, on hold for a long time.
Hmm.
Well, it was because he was doing a rewrite because Disney shot it back and said, we want every mention of Luke and Leia and Anakin taken out. We want to get away from the Skywalker
Wow.
legacy. But you're still going to have Ray's still going to have the Skywalker last name. So I don't know. It just
Uh,
it doesn't make sense.
I just don't understand the whole need to try to get away from the legacy and get rid of the past. I'm like, man, let's be honest. I mean, again, I know there's some folks that really enjoy the the last trilogy. I'm sure, and
Mhm.
that's fine if you did. That's no hate your way at all. But from someone who grew up with these movies, the originals, 4, 5, and 6 episode, and then you know, I mean, like I say, these movies are so bad they made the prequels look good. So I mean, made me appreciate the prequels, man, more than I ever have.
I
So
do. I actually watched the
yeah.
Phantom Menace with my daughter like last
Hmm.
week, and I actually liked it.
And that's
It's
something.
it's coming out in May in the movies. Hey,
Night, dude, dropping his business card. I just love it.
he's got to make the sound
Oh, passing
going
out cards to everybody.
going it to everybody.
That's awesome, Night. I love it.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, man. Great to see you, buddy.
Um, oh, you just threw me. Oh yeah, and the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace is coming out, if you can believe it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That is nuts.
and so in May, so they're going to be re-releasing the Phantom Menace in the movie theaters, which
Oh.
my daughter, there it is. My daughter wants to go see it.
I love it, dude.
Here's a little side note. You probably, Steve, I took Jonathan, my oldest son,
Uh-huh.
to see the Phantom Menace in 1999 when he was 4.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
it'll be like a recreation if I take Maddie to see it.
It will, dude. It really will. Well, that's cool, man. Like I say, I mean, Jar Jar I can't handle, but
Oh
but
my god,
I still can't handle Jar Jar. That's never gonna change. But
my daughter said he was so funny, and him and Anakin were her favorites. I'm like, oh,
oh
okay. I didn't say anything. I don't want to, you
yeah,
know,
of course, yeah. Well,
sway
I mean,
her.
no, I mean, when you're that age, I mean, things are different, different lenses, and so.
Like
But
the Ewoks in Return of the
yeah,
Jedi.
exactly,
A lot
dude.
of people hated them, but the
Mhm.
younger kids loved them, and that was George Lucas was
Yep.
doing it for the toys.
Absolutely. It was all about having those kids tell mom and dad, I want the Ewok. There it is. I want the figures. Let's go Toys R Us and Christmas. Imagine the Christmas haul
Mm,
of all that stuff. I mean, well, you and I, bro, I mean, I remember getting the Millennium Falcon. I was like, oh, dude, it was amazing.
yeah,
It was so big, you had to like carry it with two hands.
yeah. I got the X-wing and the
Yeah.
Darth Vader's Tie Fighter.
Oh, I
So
had the TIE Fighter too, man.
what I really wanted was the AT-AT, man. That was
Mm.
from The Empire Strikes Back,
Yep.
but it
Hmm.
was so expensive. I think it was like back then it was like $100, or maybe it
Oh,
was no, maybe it was like more like 50.
yeah, yeah.
But man, I wanted it so bad. But I got the ATST. It was those
Hmm.
the two-legged ones that would
Yes.
in Return of the Jedi.
Uh-huh. I had one of the two-legged ones.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I didn't have the four-legged one though.
No, that was the AT-AT, the four-legged one.
Yeah, yeah, that's I never owned it either, man. No.
But
Imagine what you pay for them now.
oh
Woo!
yeah, I mean if
Lots of money.
yeah, um, Caden, Caden kills me.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, Vincent, he was a great character. The funny thing is on screen, C-3PO and R2D2, they were like Abbott and Costello, or
Mhm.
Laurel and Hardy, and it
Yep.
was so funny. But off screen, they actually hated each other.
The actors?
Kenny, yeah, Anthony Daniels
Ah.
and Kenny Baker.
Yeah.
Kenny Baker, he was height intolerant or whatever, but he wasn't a tall guy,
Yeah.
and Anthony Daniels would just go out of his way to snub him, and Kenny Baker just hated that. He just hated it.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Yeah, but remember, remember when we had Roger Christian on our channel,
Mhm. I
and he
do.
was talking about Kenny Baker, and they were in
Yes.
Tunisia, and
I
they're
wish you
going
had
out.
that clipped out where you could play it,
I
dude.
know. Uh, yeah, Roger Christian, who was like one of the, he was a set designer for Star Wars. I had him on my channel, which was an amazing interview. And then I had him come on to me and Steve's channel, the Movie Bros React, and he was telling a story of how they were in Tunisia and they were going to be shooting some scenes. I can't remember if it was for the Phantom maybe it was the Phantom Menace, and he everybody was going out except for Kenny Baker because they didn't need him that day. So Roger's like walking past the hotel, and Kenny was out at the pool in his speedos. And it just caught me and Steve off guard when Roger was talking about this. He's like, he sees a little bitty guy out there in his speedos, just getting some tan, you
Dude,
know.
caught us off guard. Like, I never was expecting to hear that.
Yeah.
It was great.
So yeah.
He's getting
R.I.P.
paid though. It's
Yeah.
like he's either getting paid every day to sit on the at the pool side.
Yeah.
Hey,
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 Paula.
hey, Paula. No worries. Glad you're here.
Yeah. Yeah. So many people have passed from Star Wars. You have,
Yeah.
David Prowse, who him and George Lucas kind of had that
Hmm.
clash. Then you have Kenny Baker, um, Carrie Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember Chewbacca's name.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Mayhew. Mayhew.
Yeah. I can't remember, but yeah, he passed too.
Yeah. So
Wow.
basically, it's just Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, Billy D. Williams, but he came
Mhm.
in The Empire Strikes Back. So
Yeah, but he's still in there, right? He's in the
yeah.
first trilogy.
Yep. I was just thinking about Star Wars, the original one, though.
Oh, just four. Got you.
Yeah.
Wow. You're getting
But
up there, man. It's going to be really sad one day
Hmm.
When we turn on the news and we find out that Harrison Ford's passed or Mark Hamill, that's going to be,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be really sad, man. It's such a part of our childhood and our pop culture,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah. I was thinking, if wishing
hmm
and yep, Harrison Ford's 81 years old.
dang, 81.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he was that old. Wow.
Yeah,
Man.
I was wishing that they would um wow.
Hmm.
Yep, I saw it when I was 6, Vincent. It was fantastic.
Wow. Amazing.
You go, Paula.
I mean, he does though. He does.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
he does look good for 81.
Yeah, he
Man.
looks like he's like barely in his 60s, I guess. I don't know.
60s or yeah, maybe late 60s. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
but uh that just threw me off.
I know. That's okay.
Uh yeah, like we were talking about the old actors and stuff, and
Yeah.
it just, when you have somebody that comes on your channel who
hmm
was there and talks about it, just makes it so surreal. And oh, I remember
Very.
what I was going to say. I said I was thinking the other day. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they, because I did not like the pre sequels at all. It'd be so cool if they retconned them and made them their own standalone series and just started with 6 again, and redid the 6, 7, 8. Thanks, Paula. Just redid 6, 7, 8, and
Oh, nice. There you go. Appreciate that, Paula. Great.
just like you were hoping they would do with Scream. Was it 5 and 6
Yeah, make them their own little two
standalones?
movies, and then start from 4.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So so just make sure I'm hearing you right. You're saying you want them to redo Jedi or no?
I wish they would. I meant to say 7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay. I figured that's what you meant, but I wanted to clarify to make sure
Yeah,
I wasn't missing anything. Okay, yeah, yeah,
because I was getting
yeah.
the Scream numbers and Star Wars numbers mixed up.
Yep.
Yeah, I want it 7, 8, 9 to be retconned. Its own.
hmm
The only bad thing is that they can't bring Carrie Fisher back. You know,
Nope.
not
No, they
unless they
can't.
do CGI or
Mm.
AI. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how they would have to explain. They would have to just explain an off-screen death,
mhm,
like her ship went down
yeah.
on a rescue mission or something. Whatever. I mean, that's probably what they would do. I would think
Mhm,
because the CGI thing you could do, but to me that's so expensive. And
mhm.
do you really want like? It just seems a little weird.
Cheapens it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't. That's not really her. Let's let her pay the
Yeah.
respect that she's gone. You
Well,
know.
with one of the things of the droids, Kenny Baker didn't have any lines per se, but
Yeah.
Anthony Daniels does.
hmm
But if they were to do the same thing they did with him that they did with James Earl Jones, where they pay him and
hmm
his estate perpetuity to be able to use his voice as Darth
hmm
Vader, if they would do that with Anthony Daniels and just pay him to be able to use his voice as C-3PO, it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter who they got to play C-3PO, because
True.
his mouth doesn't move,
No, you can't see
so
who's in there.
you
No.
can use whatever
Yeah.
actor, because
Yep.
that's what they did with Darth Vader. They had
hmm
I just said his name, uh, the guy who played Darth Vader. He in the first scenes he's actually talking,
hmm
through the mask,
Right. Right. Right.
and then they just dubbed James Earl Jones's voice over the
Sure.
mask. So
Well, it's Ghostface. I mean, every person that's in the costume, they're never the one speaking.
yep,
So it's the same premise. I mean, yeah, man. I think that would, that would work if you did something like that.
yeah,
Um, But yeah, I just hope they don't. I just hope that they don't. I just hope that they don't. Um,
Thanks, Lydia.
yeah, Mike says thanks. That came through loud and clear. Um, but yeah, I don't want the C-3PO to. Going back to kind of what started the whole conversation.
Yeah.
I just really don't want this to happen, man. And of course, we can't control any.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, 7, 8, and 9, I just don't like. I'm sorry, I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
fan of any three of them. And I mean, I can tolerate 7, but I don't, but I really don't want to watch it again. I would, but I really don't care about it. But anyway, my point is like, to me, the next Star Wars movie, it needs to redeem itself. And I don't think it's going, I don't think they think there's anything to redeem. I think they're getting there. They're doing what they think is the right thing, and they can do that. The studio can do whatever they want, but doesn't mean I have to buy a ticket, and it doesn't mean I have to watch it
Mm.
and rent it. But I do have.
There's
Go ahead.
there's so many
Mhm.
people that have said the same exact thing. A lot of people are like, let's boycott because there's a series coming out in June called The Acolyte. And
Mhm.
The Acolyte is 100 years before the Clone Wars in the High Republic era. And
Okay.
it's I told you about it last night, right?
Yeah, yeah, we were chatting about that a
Okay.
little bit. Yeah.
And it's like a murder mystery kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it
Mhm.
sounds intriguing. I
Mhm.
just hope that it doesn't fall flat or
Yeah.
it's just a disaster. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are not really going to watch it. A lot of people are saying they're getting rid of their Disney Plus,
Yep.
because they don't
True.
want to watch any more of that stuff, and a lot of them are boycotting the Star Wars stuff. So I'm going to watch it just to see,
Mhm.
what it's about.
Sure.
If it's falls flat for me, I probably won't watch it. I've seen some clips for Andor. I was very disappointed with Andor.
Oh,
It was so
bucket.
boring for me.
So
I
boring.
I had to like restart 3 times to watch it all.
Mhm. Yes.
But I've seen some like cuts for the new Andor, and it actually looks good. But I'm
Bro, they could be showing you the best scenes of 10 episodes in 130.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I know we've always talked about that. It seems like these days, whenever they have like movie trailers or anything like that, they always show the best in all the
Yes.
trailer,
That's
and then
right.
they have nothing left for any of the
No.
movies.
You get in there and you're just like, and you're like, oh yeah, there's that scene from the trailer. And then nothing again for 30 minutes. But look, this one I'm gonna be like, I'll let you, I'll let you take the punishment. And then
Hmm.
if you say, dude, it's really good, it's like much better, I'll go ahead and watch it. Otherwise, I don't plan to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm thinking, for the Acolyte, I'll probably try to see because it's
Mhm.
supposed to come out on Wednesdays, and I know that you and Knight have
Yeah.
things on Wednesday and Thursdays coming up.
Yeah, coming up, yeah, true.
Um, so probably the first couple episodes, I'll try to do some live watch. Uh, Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper would.
Mm.
So I'll probably try to do a live watch with whoever's interested,
Mhm.
and watch the Acolyte. Maybe do some uh, discussion afterwards about the show.
Yeah, yeah,
See what you think.
that'd be great. Yeah, the Acolyte, I am interested because you mentioned the mystery, and
Hmm.
that's intriguing. So,
Yep. Yeah, you're a
yeah,
mystery guy.
I am a mystery guy. I really am. So I'm curious about that one. So yeah, for sure. And if, like I say, man, I'll join for whatever I can join for, on
Sure.
those watch parties. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on C-3PO. We don't have any
Hmm.
control, but
Right.
like you said, a lot of people can make their votes heard
Hmm.
by their payment of
Heck yeah.
things. Um, it was funny because some of these shows that are coming out, or some of these shows that are bombed, a lot of
Mhm.
people said, it's the fans that made it bomb. Well, not really. You didn't make the movie or the show, the series for
Mhm.
the fans. You made it for yourself. You're trying to push something out. You
Yep.
know, uh,
That's right.
sometimes it's not an agenda. It's just what they feel like should be out there, and sometimes it is an agenda, and it's nothing what the fans want. And then they get upset at the fans saying, you know, y'all are the ones that made it bomb. Well, yeah, because you didn't make it for the fans. You made it for
Exactly.
yourself.
That's right.
And somebody said in one of the comments, and it's so true, they of this video that I put out, they said anything that goes outside of what George Lucas his ideals for Star Wars
Mhm.
is Star Wars name only. It's not Star
Yeah.
Wars really. It's just they slap Star Wars name on it,
Mhm.
but it's not Star Wars from the vision of George Lucas.
No,
So
not at all. Nope.
yeah, it's not the fans, it's the writers.
Mhm.
But
That's right. But they're not gonna take that responsibility or accountability. They're gonna blame somebody if it's not a success, and it's not gonna be them.
nope,
So it's gonna be those,
those darn
unru
fans.
those darn toxic fans.
Yeah,
Well,
they're the ones that made it fail.
yeah, yeah. Well, the one thing though, I'm nervous as heck about the next Star Wars movie that focuses on Rey. I wish
Actually,
they would that change.
yeah, actually, it's the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Well, I was about to mention that one. So they're not doing both. They switched it.
No, they are doing both, but the Mandalorian Grogu is starting up
Okay.
filming, and then they're still going to film the Ray movie, and it's going to come out afterwards.
After. So then, all right.
After,
So
after.
after. So yeah. So my point was, I'm still scared to death of the Ray movie,
Oh yeah,
but I'm very hopeful for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie,
yeah.
and I just really hope that it just bangs out, man, and just kills it. The story, great story.
Yeah. The thing is that I just heard. I think yeah, I think Pascal is it still in it.
Good.
Um, I think I heard, and I could be. I think I'm right that the Rise of Skywalker was a $420 million budget to make,
That's crazy.
and then they're only allowing 120 million for the Mandalorian and Grogu. So they've cut the
Mm.
budget like by a third to
Yeah.
almost a fourth, and they want them to do like quality. That's not even. They said that's not even the amount needed to make a complete series for
Mhm.
the Mandalorian, and
It's horrible.
so uh, what are the two directors' names? Favreau,
Favreau and
uh,
Fellini, or what's his name?
Filoni. That's it.
Filoni. Yeah.
Yeah, Favreau and
Close.
Filoni. They do some great stuff, man.
Yep.
He did the first Iron Man movie. I love that
Mhm.
first Iron Man movie.
Yep.
Um, and he did some of the other Marvel stuff, which was fantastic. And they did the Mandalorian series, which is
Mm.
great.
That's
So
right.
hopefully, with them able to use all the technology and stuff that Lucasfilm has at their disposal,
Yes.
maybe they can cut some of the money won't matter as much as if you're an independent director having to pay for everything out of
Mhm.
pocket, because they have
Yeah.
those rooms with the huge. Have you seen it? It's like a huge circular room with
Mhm.
like the cameras, and they can do like all this background and stuff. It's so crazy, but doing
Yeah.
that would be great.
Mhm.
So I've got high hopes, but with a limited budget, I think it's just gonna like handicap them a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. But I wonder whose decision it was to do that. If that was what was the basis of that decision? I mean, like,
Well, I think Bob Iger was like, our movies suck. So,
mm,
so our we're not making money for our
hmm
shareholders,
yep,
and we have all these new movies coming out, and we got to like cut corners and cut costs somewhere.
hmm
So everything's gonna like burn. So just cut the costs on everything. That's what happened
yeah,
with Charmin Obaid Chinoy. You know, she got fired basically from every project she was on except for the Ray movie. She was promised all this stuff by Kathleen Kennedy, and then the
ah,
bigwigs from Disney came down, and sh- Kathleen Kennedy sided with the bigwigs. I guess she
dude.
was CYA,
Well, of course, yeah,
and
she's
so Charmin Obaid Chinoy was like all mad. She's like, You're cutting me
yeah,
from all these movies and shows,
hmm
and
yeah,
then you're cutting my budget to the Ray movie, but then you're giving Daisy Ridley
hmm
uh, a $12 million bump in pay,
oh, oh,
and then they actually cut her salary down, Charmin Obaid Chinoy's salary. So now
wow,
Charmin Obaid Chinoy and Kathleen Kennedy are like not friends anymore.
yeah, I bet.
They're eating their own.
Mm, what a mess over there, man.
It is. Oh my
Mm,
gosh. And that South Park video of,
yeah,
into the was it Pandaverse?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like so crazy, but then you hear this stuff and it's like, "Oh my gosh, it's like it's coming from South Park."
hmm
But
Wow. Well, I don't know, man. I guess best case scenario, this guy who wrote this article is his theory's wrong and it doesn't come to pass. And
yeah,
worst case scenario, we're seeing yet another part of the legacy of this franchise being destroyed, or you know, I hate to use such strong language like destroyed, but I mean,
demolished,
yeah,
put
I
on
mean,
life support.
basically, I mean, C-3PO just he's got to be a part of Star Wars, man. He
Mhm.
just does.
Yeah. I
I mean,
wonder
that's my opinion. I don't know.
I wonder if they're going to have Chewbacca. It seemed like in the last one, basically
hmm
Chewbacca became the co-pilot for Ray.
hmm That's right.
So
Good question.
are they going to have John Boyega in it? Are they going to have what's his name? The other guy, not Finn. I forgot his name, but
Mm.
the Finn and the other guy were like pilots.
Yeah, yeah. I dude, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I've blocked out so much of those movies and content that I can't even. I've forgotten more than I can remember. Let's put it that way.
Hey, Vincent, I appreciate you
Hey,
coming and subbing, man. Thank you.
yeah, Poe.
Poe, that's it. Poe
Thanks,
Dameron.
Caden. That's it. Yeah.
Caden's got all the answers.
Oh yeah. He's all over
Um,
it.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to bite the bullet and I'll see uh, all these shows and movies
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and if on the off chance that Elon Musk does buy
Mhm.
Disney, it'll be super interesting to see how the movies that come out will
Ooh.
be.
Heck yeah. I'll be sitting back with a bag of popcorn, like ready to watch the show, the Elon show. Who's gonna get fired?
He
What's
buys
going on?
buys Disney and what is it? Searchlight Pictures or what?
Maybe Fox Searchlight. That's possible.
What? No, I mean, what's the what is Scream come out on?
Spyglass.
Spyglass. He buys Spyglass Entertainment.
Oh gosh, that would be great too. Bye bye, Gary Barber. That would be amazing. I would be very happy with that. Oh, dude. Well, let's hope. I'm going to stay positive as much as possible until we hear more substantial information, but it's definitely not a good sign to hear. It's not a good thing to hear. And
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
know.
They said that in the last Ahsoka, he makes a cameo appearance, and they're like, in that article, they said, "Is this the last of C-3PO we'll see?" You know,
Oh man.
I mean, it's just
Sad.
sad. It is. And R2, they were, did you notice how in was it what was the guy in the Force Awakens, I guess it was, when you see R2 just sitting there powered off.
Uh-huh.
It was either in that one or it was in uh the Last Jedi. No,
Mm,
it was the first. It was the Force Awakens, because in the Last
okay.
Jedi they find Luke.
Mm-hmm.
So she meets Princess Leia in the the Force Awakens, and R2's just sitting there powered off. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, they make him look so old and
Oh,
about to like fall apart.
yeah.
Basically just ready for the scrap heap. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and and if you remember the commercial, C-3PO is sitting there and he goes, I, I will always remember you because you're all my friends or something. It made it sound so sad and like final, you
Wow.
know, ending kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
just
I just like I say, man, they just I mean, maybe it's not realistic, for us to expect those characters to never leave, maybe. I mean, that could be possible that I'm my expectations are not what's the word? Reasonable. But I
well,
don't it is
it
what it is.
it's unreasonable for one person to have an ideal
Mhm.
that goes against everybody else. But when almost like 75 to 80%
Mhm.
of the people that I've talked to or I've heard from that have made comments on my videos say the same thing,
Yeah.
is it not reasonable?
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
You know?
Yeah. And you got to remember, who you're. Of course, I know Star Wars is such a brand name that you could probably do just about anything, and you're going to make hundreds of millions. But I, honestly, probably could. But I still say you're supposed to be making movies for the fans.
Yeah, they lost
Hmm.
their
Yeah,
I'm so disappointed I can't think.
I know. They lost
They've
their
lost their way.
their way. Yeah, their compass.
I wonder
You,
how Walt
hmm
Disney would react to how his
bro.
company's been turned into.
Ooh. Yeah. I shudder to think. I think he would be on a warpath, picketing his own former company.
I
Because
I wish I could bring George Lucas on to interview, and I wish he would tell me his pure ideas and thoughts of how everything's been going on with
yeah.
Star Wars. I mean, because this is baby. I mean, that it was
Hmm.
he compared it to being like in a marriage because
Yeah.
he made it. He worked so long and hard. I mean, it was from 77 to 84, 83,
83.
Return of the Jedi, and he had to go to the hospital. I think
That's
after
right.
Star Wars because he was had a nervous breakdown,
Yeah.
and after Return of the Jedi, he didn't ever want to do it again because it was so hard for him. But then he came back with the Phantom Menace and did those three.
Hmm.
So it's just I just wonder how he feels like Disney has done to his baby. You know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine he's on board with it. I don't know. I don't know what the guy's vision is,
Hmm.
but I mean, I don't. I mean, the guy's the guy's showering in so much money. You know.
I
I
mean,
mean, I don't know.
some of the things he did with the prequels, I didn't agree with.
Yeah, me too.
Um, and some of the things he did with the original trilogy after the fact, I didn't agree with. Like
Mm.
when he added stuff to the cantina scene, and
Oh,
added
Guido
voices.
shooting first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
would,
know.
if I was in charge, if I became the new CEO of Disney,
Hmm.
I I would let Kathleen Kennedy leave
Yep,
immediately, and then
that's
I would
right.
say, "Hey, George, I w if you're up for it, I'd like to make you the CEO of Lucasfilm, and then you bring in your people, and let's see what can happen." It'd be cool is to get Roger Christian to make a movie for Star Wars,
Hmm.
since he works so intimately with it, you know?
Heck yeah, man. I bet he'd come. I bet he'd come back.
Yeah. As a director? Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. That would be awesome to see what he could do with the new Star Wars. Oh man. I mean, this is the guy that made C-3PO.
And
Literally.
lightsabers and the Millennium Falcon.
I know. That's right. He made this stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sorry. I made this character. And now all of a sudden he's Australian. Um, but I can never get my British accent right. I always do Australian.
Hey, Russell, if you know George, man, tell him I'll interview him.
Heck yeah.
I would love to interview George Lucas.
Oh yeah.
That would be fantastic. Hey,
It
Steve,
would.
before we wrap it up,
Yeah,
well, first, anybody in chat, do y'all have any comments or anything about C3PO or anything we've talked about today? If you do, let us know. But
hmm.
while we wait for you to type that up, I'm gonna. You got anything coming up on your channel? I know you got an interview tomorrow, right?
I do actually. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm interviewing Shane Meador, and he is the production designer from the movie Founders Day that was in theaters about a month ago. It's pretty much out of theaters now, but in January it was in theaters, and he's the production designer of that movie, and we're going to be talking about uh, Founders Day from his perspective. So I'm very excited about that because I've had a chance to meet the director and other folks that were involved with the film, cinematographer, etc. The actor who played the founder and the costume and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So I got to meet them. But Shane's going to be joining me to talk one on one about all the production design for the film. So it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central.
nice.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
then you got a couple more lined up, or
I do. On Tuesday, I have a rare Tuesday night interview. It's going to be with William Perry, who was a stunt performer on Nightmare on Elm Street 3, 4, and 5, as well as The Lost Boys.
oh wow,
Yeah, he's been on tons of stuff. He had The People Under the Stairs. He also was a stunt performer on the Predator 2. And not only that, but he also he played the gang leader in the subway car in Predator 2. There's a scene
oh really?
in the subway car. He's the leader of the gang, and and he's been in much, much more than it's just insane amount of movies that he's done. So yeah, he'll be back Tuesday night for an hour to talk about all of his experiences and stories behind the scenes. And then Wednesday night is our uh, uh, we're watching. Sorry, blanked out. Scream. We're watching Scream 2 on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central with Nate Reagan from Reagan Productions, who was a consultant on Scream 4 and 5. He's going to be joining to watch every Scream film every Wednesday through the end of March. So we're doing Scream 2 next week, and we're going to
Nice.
have a good time. He's going to show some screen used memorabilia at the end of the stream, which will be always be fun.
That'll be fun.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time. So it's quite busy actually
And then
this
Friday
next
afternoon or
week.
Friday mornings, right? You have
Yeah, and then
movie
Friday
watch.
we have a movie watch. Yeah, Friday Matinee is a new series that I've started every Friday morning at 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. We watch a movie, and this week's movie is going to be
The Conjuring 2,
The
right?
Conjuring 2. Very good, Mike. Yep, The Conjuring 2. And I've never seen it, so it'll be a first time watch. So if you like the Conjuring series, James Wan, this Friday at 11 a.m., we'll be watching it in its entirety, and I would love for you guys to be there. Lots of fun stuff in the pipeline, and I got more stuff going the next week, interviews. But I'll say that for another time. That's quite a few streams that are. It's gonna be a busy week, but it'll
Uh,
be a fun week.
Paula's asking a question, Steve.
Will Elite Collective be back? Yeah, we're back on Monday. We're coming back on Monday. We're going to be talking about the Bermuda Triangle,
Oh, wow.
which was actually something I'm very interested in. I think it's
Growing up, that
really,
freaked me out.
I know, man. Is it right? I was watching a little documentary the other day, and it was like there have been 70, I'm trying to remember, 75 airplanes that have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle.
Really?
75 planes, and there are hundreds of ships that have sunk, and some have never been found on the bottom of the ocean.
Hmm.
They're not there. They've searched for them. It's craziness, and it's not that far off. It's like right off the coast of Florida.
Yeah. And it like Jamaica, Cuba, and Florida. That's
Yeah, it's Florida's the bottom triangle here, the Cuba, and then I think is it Jamaica? Is that what that island is
one
over
of
there?
those islands. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the top part of it, and then that whatever that miles are is quite a lot. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I'm very fascinated by it, and always have been since I was a kid.
Yeah. I just remember reading the stories where people would be flying and they're trying to get,
Mhm.
faster. So they'll go cut across like the one of the triangle tips, and all of a sudden fog would come up and you know their their instruments would
Mhm.
go crazy, and then
Yeah.
they'd be talking to somebody, and you know
Mhm.
they would just like lose everything, and
Yeah.
they'd never find them.
No, that's right. There's a lot of missing planes, never found the planes. There's all kinds of theories from, like you say, it could be like radio wave interference with the instruments, and there's just like um, there's lots of different things that could be there. But you guys got to come check out the Lethal Collective. We're gonna get into it on Monday. Starts at 4:15 Central
Oh,
in the
wow.
afternoon, so it's early.
Wow.
5:15, yeah, 4:15 Central, 3:15 Mountain, 5:15 Eastern.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. All four of us will be there giving our thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle. We're all researching it, so we'll have different perspectives and different things. And yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm really excited. This is probably my most favorite topic we've covered over the last few streams.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, if you haven't clicked the thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it for
smash
everybody
it.
that's here. Uh, So give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate y'all being here talking about C-3PO
Hmm.
and the possibility of him not ever being in Star Wars again, which is very heartbreaking.
No.
But thank you, everyone who showed up and chatted with us. This has been fun. Thank
Hmm.
you, Steven, for coming, even though
Yeah,
this isn't your forte, but I know you like Star Wars.
I do. Yeah,
So
man. Thank you for the invite.
yeah, Caden, I appreciate you coming and giving us some
Hmm.
feedback. It's always fun.
It is. And don't
So
forget, guys, for those of you who maybe joined a little bit later, congratulations to Michael. Carbonite Jedi is now a monetized YouTube channel, guys, and he already has channel memberships available. So before you leave the stream tonight, click the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button. Click that button right now and look at the different levels of membership. And you're going to find one that fits your budget and fits what you're looking for. And you can start supporting Mike every month here to help the community, to help the Carbonite Jedi channel continue to grow and expand and improve and reach more people with more content. And that would be an amazing thing. And hey, I'm a channel member too. So I never ask you to do what I don't do myself. So I'm a channel member here. I'm a Padawan. Michael is my master for the Star Wars field. And yeah. So anyway,
well, I appreciate that.
of course, it's a great thing, man.
And
And
I'm a channel cut member for the Craving Something Scary
you are you're a Final Cut member
Final Cut member.
over at my channel, so we both can go to member only streams and all, and it's just great stuff. So I highly encourage you all to just click the link, check it out, and then find one that works for you. Click it, and you're done. Set it up, and you're good to go
If
every
you need a
month.
little bit more enticement, one of the perks I do is when I do a video, sometimes I have to redo it like 2 or 3 times, but I just keep videotaping the whole time, and I get frustrated because I get tongue tied. Anyway, I upload
Yeah.
unedited videos for all the channel members to watch. Even though it's very embarrassing for me, I do it anyway.
That's
So
how much he cares
I
about
care.
the channel members. That's right, giving you something special or giving us something special and that no one else can see. So that's
I'm
pretty
giving
cool.
you the business.
Giving in the business.
Well, all right. Well,
All
thank
right,
you.
guys.
And I
Yeah.
hope I helped you rediscover some of the wonders of Star Wars, the original
Yeah.
trilogy and beyond. And Steven, I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
You
And
too, man.
you'll be doing all horror all the time over at your channel, right?
All horror all the time. And I'm always excited to shift gears and jump into the Millennium Falcon with you anytime, man. So this was fun. I'm glad we did it.
All right, man. Well, we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a
All
great,
right.
great rest of your weekend.
Good
Bye
night,
bye.
guys.